in space lies Superhero School. Its next student is boldly going to learn what no other superhero has learned before. Yes, this is the story of Maths Man.
More than half a man, it's Maths Man.
How many equal parts can you find?
My next student.
Write this under the dividing line. Yes.
Let's make a start. Now, which superhero are you? Batman? No. Banana Man? No. Vacuum Cleaner Man? No. Oh yes, here you are, Maths Man.
Yes. Ready to build and split whole numbers into parts of numbers other superheroes cannot reach.
Ah, right, you're studying fractions. And according to my records, today it's quarters and eighths.
Quarters and eighths? Eighths? That seems like a bigger number, but is it a bigger fraction?
Let the training commence. Okay, Maths Man, think of a shape and mind zap it for me.
How about a rectangle?
Oh, very impressive. Let's divide your rectangle into equal parts. Colour part of it in. Now, what fraction of the shape is coloured in?
Well, that's quarters. I can do quarters. That's 4 equal parts and 3 parts coloured in. So that's 3 quarters coloured in.
Very impressive, Maths Man. You've been practising. OK, I think we're ready to move on to the next fraction. Here's a rectangle. Now to divide it into equal parts.
Hang on, that's quarters. We've done quarters.
Patience, Maths Man, I haven't finished yet. I'm now going to split those quarters into half. Now, what fraction of the shape is coloured green?
Oh, I think I'm going to need that rhyme. Can you remember the rhyme for the bottom number? That's the denominator. It goes, how many equal parts can you find? Write this under the dividing line. Well, there are quite a few equal parts and each of them looks pretty small. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 equal parts altogether, so the 8 goes under the dividing line. Now for the top number, that's the numerator. The rhyme goes, how many parts do we want this time? Write this number above the line. Well, the coloured parts are the ones we want this time, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 5 goes above the dividing line. So that's 5 parts out of the 8, or 5 over 8, which is 5/8.
Bravo, Maths Man. Now it's time for some dancing.
I'm not very good at dancing.
Not you dancing, a dancing shape. When it splits up, your job is to call out the fractions you see.
7/8 and 1/8. 3/8 and 5/8. 4/8 and 4/8.
So, how did you do?
Oh, no probs. I recognise them all.
Good, because it's time to walk the fraction number line.
Oh, no, Your Holiness. Please don't make me walk the fraction number line tightrope.
Maths Man,
Yes?
you're already on it. Now, off you go, and listen as those fractions are called out.
1/8.
That was quick, just a few steps and a fraction already. I think I can guess what fraction's coming next. See if you can call them out.
2/8. 3/8. 4/8.
This feels like halfway. So what's another way of writing 4/8?
1/2.
Yes, of course, a half.
5/8, 6/8, 7/8, 1.
And 1 is the same as 8/8. Ooh.
Well done, maths man. Guess what's next? At your superhero school, it's time to meet Colin Cool. Pay attention, it's time for action. All join in with Find the Fraction.
Find the fraction.
Hi, Colin Cool's the name. Fractions are the game in today's Find the Fraction. Okay, we have the blues, we have the reds, and we have the questions. Let's play Find the Fraction.
Find the fraction.
Now, the team that has the most points will go on to the Find the Fraction physical challenge. Look to your monitors. Question number 1. Which shape, yes, which shape shows 5/8 colored green? Is it A, B, or C? Make your choice and find the fraction. Time's up, and both teams have answered A, and the answer to the question is A. Give yourselves 2 points. Look to your monitors. Question number 2. Take a look at this number line. But what fraction is missing? A, 4/8, B, 5/8, or C, 3/4? Make your choice, find the fraction. And time's up. Incredibly, both teams have chosen B. The answer to the question is B. Well done. Give yourselves 2 more points. And look to your monitors. Question number 3. Which fraction, yes, which fraction is the biggest? Is it A, 3/4? Is it B, 4/8? Or is it C, 2/4? Make your choice and find the fraction. And time's up. And both teams have chosen A. And the correct answer to the question is A. Well done. Give yourselves 2 more points. Now, this noise means we've run out of time. Let's count up the scores. The blue team have scored 6, and the red team have scored 6. So it's time to ask the tie-break question. I'll ask the question. The first team to give the answer wins. Are you ready? What is a half of a half?
A quarter.
Is the correct answer. And the blue team is this week's winners. Come and join me for the Find the Fraction physical challenge.
Find the fraction. Physical challenge.
Now, Jonathan, your job is to find the 1/8 blocks and the 1/4 blocks hidden within the balloons. And your job, Sophie, is to build a fraction wall with them. Can they do it? Let's find out when we find the fraction. Today, the blue team are looking for 4 1/4 blocks and 8 1/8 blocks. And time's up! Come and join me. Didn't they build well? Let's have a look at your fraction wall. You have 4 1/4, and that makes 1 hole, and you have 8 1/8, and that makes 1 hole too. Congratulations, you've built the perfect 1/4 and 1/8 fraction wall. But sadly, we've run out of time. But never mind, we'll see you next time on Find the Fraction.
Now, maths man, a question. Do you like pizza?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, imagine you're about to tuck into a succulent piece. Which would you rather have? 3/4 of a hole or 5/8 of the pizza?
Well, I'd want the biggest piece.
So which is the bigger fraction? 3/4 or 5/8?
Oh dear. Both the top numbers are different. Oh, but even worse, so are the bottom numbers. I need help.
Stand aside, maths man. Help is at hand. It's the fraction wall.
That's interesting. Look at the middle of the wall. 1/2 is the same as 2/4, which is the same as 4/8. Hey, just a second. Fantastic fractions, look at those numbers. 1/2 is the same as 2/4, which is the same as 4/8. All those fractions are exactly the same. Or we could say they are equivalent. Can you see a pattern in those numbers? There's one there somewhere. Anyway, back to my question. Would I rather have 3/4 of spicy pepperoni pizza or 5/8? Well, 5/8 is that much, and 3/4 is that much. And 3/4 of pizza is more than 5/8. Oh, so it has to be 3/4 every time.
That's right. And you can have some later. Let's move on. What is 3/8 of 16?
Well, 1/8 is smaller than 16, and 2/8 is a little bit bigger than that, isn't it? So 3/8 would be, would you take away the...
Stop. Perhaps it would help if I turned the number 16 into something a little easier. Now, the best way of finding 3/8 of something is to find 1/8 first. Trust me, our wholeness is rarely wrong. Here's the top of the fraction wall. Now, split the 16 tomatoes into the little boxes.
There. So, 1/8 of 16 is 2, 2/8 of 16 must be 4, and 3/8 of 16 must be 6. So 3/8 of 16 equals 6.
Well done. There is another way of doing this. We could have split the 16 into 8 equal groups, like this.
Wait a minute. 16 split into 8 groups is the same as saying 16 divided by 8. So to find 1/8 of a number, you divide by 8.
Exactly. Come on, find the answers to these questions.
Come on, see if you can work them out as well.
Find 1/8 of 24.
1/8 of 24. That's 24 divided by 8, and 24 divided by 8 equals 3. So 1/8 of 24 is 3.
1/8 of 40.
1/8 of 40. That's 40 divided by 8, and 40 divided by 8 equals 5. So 1/8 of 40 is 5.
Well done, maths man. Both correct. Oh no, not again. Yes? What? The diddler? Where? A house? Children? Oh no.
What is it?
That dastardly diddliest diddler is up to some more of his diddling deeds down on planet Earth. Those children need a superhero. They need...
Maths man. I'm on me way.
How to make a birthday cake? It's supposed to be a surprise for Mum.
What are you two up to?
Quick, it's Mum. We must make sure she doesn't come into the kitchen. That was close. Back to the cake. You read out the recipe while I check the ingredients. Okay. 150 grams of flour. Yep. 2/8 of the margarine. Yep. 4/8 of the eggs. Yep. tablespoons of jam. Hang on a minute, some of these measurements sound a bit odd.
I don't know how to measure some of these fractions. What are we going to do?
What we need is another recipe.
No, what we need is
MATHEMATIC!
It's a bird.
Is it a plane?
No, it's Maths Man. Ready to build and split whole numbers into parts of numbers other superheroes cannot reach. Greetings, Earth children. What seems to be the problem?
We're trying to make a cake, but we can't work out these measurements. They're in fractions.
Oh, right. I think I know what'll come in handy. Move to one side while I mind zap a fraction wall. Now, what were those measurements?
2/8 of the margarine.
2/8 of the margarine. Ah, look. 2/8 is the same as a quarter, which means you want a quarter of the margarine. To find a quarter of the margarine, we need to cut the margarine in half and then cut one of those halves in half again, like this. So now you have 1/4. Got that?
Yep.
Good. Now what do you need?
We need 4/8 of the eggs.
4/8 of the eggs. Back to the fraction wall. Look, 4/8 is the same as 2/4, which is the same as a half, which means you need a half of the eggs.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 eggs, and we want half of them, which is 4.
Good. Any more fractions?
Yes, we need 3 6/8 tablespoons of jam.
You'll definitely need 3 whole tablespoons. But 6/8. Back to the fraction wall. Now then, 6/8. Look, that's the same as 3/4, which means you need 3/4 of a whole spoonful of jam. So, get a whole spoonful. That's it. Now take off 1/4. You need to go into the middle for a half and then find half of that half. And that leaves 3/4.
That looks about 3/4, don't you think, Maths Man?
I think that looks just right. So now you can finish making your cake.
Thanks, Maths Man. You're the best.
No problem. And remember, when you don't understand and you need a hand, who you gonna call?
Maths Man.
Up, up and away. How did I do, Your Holiness?
You did well, Maths Man.
So do I get a medal?
You do. Well done, Maths Man. That's it for today.
Thanks, Your Holiness.
Excuse me? Yes, you out there. Before you complete your 1/4 and 1/8 course, here's a challenge. Remember when Maths Man found 1/4 of the margarine? He cut the whole piece in half and then in half again. So, can you think of a quick way of finding 1/4 of the number 60? Until next time, let the fraction force be with you. Bye.